We're like, I haven't stepped the ball yet. Oh,
Exactly.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure four. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me street pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this mic pro. Lights, camera, get low. Action pack, back to back. In fact, this monster will grow. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Introducing the Ballin' Bud 703 Boys Crew, Clubber D, Dirty Mojo, Shane Peach, and the Sports Professor. Welcome to Sunday Showdown.
The fuck was that?
I have no clue.
I think he's talking, but we can't hear him.
Yo. What up? Yes, sir. Welcome. Ballin' Buds is back with a special edition of Saturday Showdown. A little Saturday Showdown today. We thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you hit that like button, whether watching now or on the replay. And as well, make sure you subscribe at Ballin' Buds, BALLANDBUDS on YouTube. Follow on Instagram as well. Handy QR code up there at the top takes you to all our socials, including Clubber D's YouTube at Clubber D. His TikTok is there as well. Dirty Mojo at Dirty Mojo on IG. And then Shane Peach at Peach-O-Mania on X. How we doing today, brothers? An exciting football weekend.
Let's do it.
That's right.
Let's go.
Yes, I mean, after I thought I would get a little more excitement out of y'all after the wild card games we had last weekend that were just so amazing. I mean, this NFL season has been, or postseason at least, has been something to behold. Listen to this. First of all, let's give you some facts before we get into the thing. 5 of the league's initial 14 playoff teams reached the postseason after losing 11 or more games the year before. So we're talking a lot of parity coming in to the playoff, right? Then you've got 4 of the league's 5 division winners, or 4 of the league's division winners, won 5 or fewer games last season. So a lot of the division winners are teams that just really came up this year. And we've seen that parity come into play with 12 fourth quarter lead changes in the wild card round, the most in a single postseason in NFL history. Your sports professor stat for the wild card round: the 4 game-winning touchdowns, as I just talked about, in the final 3 minutes are the most in a postseason in league history. And that was just in one round. And the 4 comeback wins in the final 3 minutes of the fourth quarter already rank as the most in postseason history as well.
Great.
Wow. What a wild card round we had. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's like changing of the guard right now. I think it's like changing of the guard right now in football. You know, the teams
I like
coming
that.
up. You know, it's like we're used to cliche teams being good, but now you got the Patriots, who people didn't think were going to be. They're going to be okay, but not as good as they played this year. And you got no one thought the Chiefs would be how they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about parity, and this is just giving the ratings a boost. I think the average rating was in between 25 to 31 million viewers, and I know the Niners game had the most. They had like damn near 50 million for that game. So the NFL's loving this. They're eating all these nuts.
My brother, let me help you out. You know that the sports professor always comes prepared with the facts and statistics. So let me give you the viewership figures that set amazing records. The latest viewership figures included, and we'll get to your 49ers game in a second, the Packers and Bears averaged 31.6 million viewers.
Mhm.
Not only the Amazon's most NFL watched game ever, but the league's most streamed game on any platform, beating that Netflix Cowboys Chiefs game that I predicted, Peach. As well as Clubber D just mentioned, the 49ers Eagles game, 41 million views. Most of any game of the entire weekend, and Fox's most watched wild card game since 2015. As was mentioned, wild card totals for 2026 so far averaged 18.7 million viewers a game, the league's highest figure since 1989.
Woo.
I can tell you this too, Omar. I know a lot of people who probably watch the football the same way I do on an illegal broken fire stick. So those numbers probably could be a little higher. They could be a little higher than what they were if people are watching it, if they're actually paying for cable and watching DirecTV or whatever. But the one thing that I want to say is that, you're absolutely right. The parity in the NFL. This is what makes the NFL the greatest sport. It's because every year, no matter what team you are, you believe that your team can make it to the playoffs. And I think that, I've said this comment before that it kind of sucks to say this, but Americans, we actually hate winners, right? We hate the Chiefs because they win every year. We hate the Chiefs they win every year. Why? Because they're winners.
You get bored of winners. You get bored of it.
You get bored of them, so you kind of hate them. Everybody hate Alabama. Why? Why do you hate them? Because they're winners, right? With all these fresh teams, it gives you that now I can watch it. I'm not worrying about the Chiefs are going to do it again or this team going to do it again. It's something that you want to watch, which what made it such a great week last week. And then the games were fantastic too.
Yeah,
man. That does it. I mean that helps so much to watch those games. They were amazing games to watch. So I'm looking forward I'm looking forward for this round because I'm pretty sure, Professor, that you would figure it out, right? All teams remaining weren't even at this point last year, were they? So all the teams that are remaining, there was none of them in this at this specific time last year. They were already out of the playoffs. There was nobody here, right? So this is all brand new, fresh, all new teams, right? Buffalo, maybe.
And the Bills.
Buffalo, maybe.
The Bills the Bills. I think were the only ones that made the divisional round, but as well, and that's funny you bring that up. The Bills are the only ones that were favored at odds above 1,200 that are not already knocked out. All of the favorites have been knocked out. The Bills have the 700 plus odds now to win the Super Bowl, and they were the only ones left from those initial favorites. So yeah, the Bills are consistently in the playoffs, consistently a good team. And it's funny you mentioned those college viewership ratings with the Alabama, because I have some of that on Monday. By the way, y'all, special programming notes for y'all. Y'all getting the Sunday Showdown crew all weekend. You getting Saturday Showdown right now. You getting Sunday Showdown tomorrow. Catch us in between the games after the excuse me, why am I tripping on which one is tomorrow? Houston Texans and Patriots before the Bears and Rams. Catch us. We'll review all those games, NFL games, and preview. We'll already pick the Rams Bears today, so we'll review all those games. And then Monday Showdown, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. We'll review the Rams Bears, and we will do a huge preview on college football championship, Miami Hurricanes, Indiana Hoosiers. It's going to be an amazing game. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you subscribe.
Professor, say that again. Let's hear that. Let's hear the who is playing again in a national title game, because it just doesn't sound right. Do it one more time. Say it again.
The basketball blue blood Indiana Hoosiers, who are 15-0 and 8.5 point favorites, by the way, versus the 13-2 Miami Hurricanes.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Well, Michael Irvin thought it, as we saw. Let's go. All right. Let's hit some comments here real quick. Check in with the people in the hey, we got a couple comments here from Clubber D's channel. Shout out to everybody that is tuning into us. Nerdy Boy. We appreciate that. Shout out to you tuning in. And yeah. And then WWE collection figures. This is Peach's favorite channel. Bears
Nice.
on top. Peach. Your favorite channel, WWE collection figures, is going with the Bears, who you have hated all year long for the way that the fans have treated you. Is that
turning
correct, or is that incorrect?
I'm turning it around, man. I like the team. I like what they're doing, and it shows you can turn things around really quick. I also want to say this is my favorite football weekend of the year. You got the national championship, divisional round, Saturday, Sunday, and I also wanted to go pivot a different direction. How about that 2024 quarterback draft class, guys? 4 playoff wins for the entire class already, and 3 of the 4 teams are from that draft. Quarterbacks are from that draft class.
Crazy.
Unbelievable!
Wow!
Unbelievable!
Woo! Those are that tells you exactly what we're dealing with here. So that's going to be, tremendous football all weekend long. And we are super excited, and we're super excited you're here with us. Yes,
I'll just think about what Peach just said. When is the last time we've seen that with a draft class with all the quarterbacks that were picked, in the playoffs and winning?
And by year 2.
Yeah, by year 2.
Year 2, and there's already 4 playoff wins with them guys.
Did Marino
unreal.
go Super Bowl in the second year?
Yeah.
He won Super Bowl. Brock NFC Championship game. Roethlisberger AFC Championship game. Mark Sanchez AFC Championship game. Yeah. Wow.
And you, like I said, you still have Caleb and May and Nick still in it right now. So there's more playoff wins to come possibly. Unbelievable draft class so far.
And then you get homeboy from Oregon and say, I'm going to go back to school.
which fucks my team in the draft, because that means another non-quarterbacks falling down the draft or rising up the draft board. So.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Knicks, Hot Take Jake is in the house. Shout out, my brother. Haven't talked to you in a while. We're going to do our thing soon. Total Evisceration coming to a theater near you. But I hope you're doing well, man. I know you're cheering for your Broncos today. Going to be a tough contest. We're about to talk about that here in a moment. And I will definitely have some Bo Nix stats for you. And you're not going to like what I got to say. But shout out to you, my brother. Much love. Hope all is well there at the I haven't seen y'all on. In a minute, actually.
What's going on?
What's going on with the pod? I hope y'all have not given it up. Hopefully, we'll see y'all back soon. Maybe it was a holiday break. Love you too, my brother. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get into this. We've got a lot of games to talk about. So, first of all, we're going to review the games that we had this past weekend, the Sunday night and Monday night games. First of all, they were both blowouts, so this should be pretty quick on the review. But New England Patriots, Los Angeles Chargers, 16, to 3. Patriots over the Chargers. I mean, this was not a fun game to watch at all. But I mean, I really am sad for the Chargers. What a horrible showing after coming back from all those injuries and actually getting into the playoffs. To put up this kind of miserable performance is just a horrible thing to see. Peach, we don't ever start with you. Let's start with you today, my brother. What did you think about this game?
More Justin Herbert playoff woes, guys. I mean, the guy is such a great quarterback in the regular season, but he lays more eggs than Sam Darnold in the playoffs. I mean, come on. But I will say that Patriots defense is something fierce, guys, because Drake May didn't have a great game, but he didn't have to. That Patriots defense made the Chargers just look horrendous. So,
yes, the Patriots.
Here we go, and then there you go, another win for that 24 QB class, Drake May. I mean, like I said, he didn't do much, but he didn't have to. So this game was more about Justin Herbert and what's going on there, and can we trust him ever in the playoffs? Because as of right now, the answer is an emphatic no.
Yeah.
True. Anybody have thoughts on that? Anybody want to follow up on what you said there?
You know, I picked the Chargers to upset the Patriots. If you guys remember when we had picked our things, and you know what I'm saying, and it goes back to coaching, in my opinion, because when you look at this game, I think the very first drive, there was interception, there was return, and you're going for it on fourth down. I don't understand why these coaches are going for it on fourth down. Man, you got to get the points, especially in the playoffs, man. And people don't understand that a turnover on downs, a fourth down, is a huge momentum change. You guys got the ball off of a turnover, and then you go then you go out on fourth down, and you don't get no points off the board, especially that deep. It's not like you got the interception or the fumble, whatever, at your 30 or something like that, and you go for. But it just doesn't make any sense. I can't stand the fact that they're doing this. Those stupid little analytic things that pop up saying, "Oh, this is a good thing to go for." Fuck all of that bullshit, man. This is man. This is football, man. You got to play ball. You can't leave points on the board. And then
especially early in the game.
Early in the game. First drive, you boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And the Chargers did fire their offensive coordinator, which is good. Roman, he's out of there. They'll probably get somebody in there that can help it out. But yeah, it was a disappointing to see all those weapons. And a lot of people will say they didn't have the offensive line. Everybody on the offensive line was hurt. It's excuse, whatever it may be. But even with those offensive linemen hurt, they still were putting up a lot of points. For Herbert to have what was like 150 yards, 147, something dumb shit like that. That's just bad football for me. We can't blame it on the cold. We can't blame it on anything like that. It was just poor preparation, and they lost that game. It sucks, man. But they got to play better. They got rid of their coach. Maybe the next year it'll be better for them.
Yeah, my thing. I swear, like Greg Roman must have some type of hold over the Harbaugh family, because he is always getting hired by them and getting fired by them. He's fired when with the Niners, and then he went to the Ravens, and then got fired. Then he's Chargers and got fired. I don't understand, why does this guy keep getting a job? It's just I don't get it. His offense isn't bad like when he had Kaepernick, but he gets mundane after the first year. And Herbert, we are going to start bringing that up about his playoff woes. We want to talk about Lamar all the time. He needs to be in that conversation as well. And I'm a big Herbert fan, but like last year, he had 3 or 4 interceptions all year, and then get to the playoffs, and he's throwing them left and right, like it's going out of style. So we got that has to be a thing with Herbert. I don't know what or how he's going to get over the hump. Knowing his luck, next year if they make the playoffs, they're going to have to play the damn Ravens. You know what I'm saying? And him and Lamar, one of them got to win or some shit like that. So my real takeaway from this game is Gonzalez going to play? With concussion protocol. For New England, he's one of the best cornerbacks in the league, and
sure is.
I know they were talking about that about his availability for the game, but Chargers they were fool's gold to us. We thought they were a lot better. Yes, they had injuries, but is what it is.
Yeah, I as well am a fan of Herbert. I've always thought he has the potential to be a great quarterback. Unfortunately, you're all right. His playoff woes have come to, undermine him. And when you lose a game like this, yes, we all talked about the West Coast team going to the East. So I thought they were, they didn't have a great chance anyways, cold weather, all that stuff that goes into it, which is all valid. But that's just poor showing. 3 points. You can't just go and put 3 points up in a playoff game and expect to not have questions on you. So now you are looked at and getting those same questions that Lamar Jackson has been getting. And so we'll see what happens going forward. As for the Greg Roman thing, yeah, that's just the favoritism, and it happens all the time in this league. It's you find your friends, your nephew, your brother, your sister, the good old boy network, and you just rehire from that. Exactly, Peach. Were you going to say something, Peach, about something else before?
And I think the loss is even worse for Herbert, because you lose against basically a first-time playoff team, right? You have all the experience in the playoffs, and you used to lose to the young squad. That's just unacceptable right now, especially for a quarterback his standard. And it's a sad thing, because the AFC is getting younger, better. Both leagues are, and who knows if he'll ever get chances again,
Facts.
right? I mean, you got to win now. And it's just like we're going to talk about Josh. We're going to talk about Josh Allen later. It's the same thing.
That's exactly it. We just talked about the parity. We just talked about all these new teams that have come up. The NFL, you're not guaranteed to be in the playoffs. You're not. That's why when people like Dan Marino don't win the Super Bowl, it's like, yeah, you only might get one chance, maybe two at the most. Some people never get a chance.
But I can say this.
Yeah.
I can say this with the parity. You're absolutely right. But with that division, it is looking like it is leaning towards more so Denver and the Chargers being the top of that division, and them two having to be the teams that battle each other out. They do have a great roster, both sides of the of those teams, Denver and the Chargers. They do have really good coaches as far as head coaches are concerned. Unfortunately for the Chiefs, with a lot of fall off that's going to happen with the Chiefs, possibly next year. I'm not sure how they're going to do next year. And then with the Raiders, not throwing any shade, what are they going to be next year? We can look at it and say, it's not guaranteed, but it's a high probability that they'll be what they were, because this is another year in a row that they did win 11, 12 games, and they just happened to shit the bed in the playoffs. They can figure that out, then they'll be an okay team. One thing too that we got to recognize is that they sat out the week before and only scored 3 points. Then you come in this game and only scored 3 points. So yes, man, I do believe Greg Roman was a big part of their loss. But as a team that does have the pieces, when you look at Lab McConkey the year before, he had 3 touchdowns and almost 200 yards. Like, you got the players that could do shit there. You know what I'm saying? They did have Derwin James stayed healthy all year. He was out there playing. He was doing his things. You know what I'm saying? That's a big shocker for those guys. So yeah, man. Get them a good offensive coordinator in there that can spice that offense up a little more, because they got fucking weapons, man. And I think they're gonna be that team. But yes, you guys are absolutely right, man. If he goes in next year again, loses it, or does some dumb shit in the playoffs, it would be a Lamar Jackson type deal. It would be
a longer leash though.
Josh Allen, like, bro, it's time to figure this out. But they won't do it because they're paying him so much money.
And I only disagree with you on one thing, and I believe Kansas City is still not out of it. Not until Patrick Mahomes retires. You can rebuild around him.
Is he going to play next year?
He probably won't play until late. Probably October.
Okay. I wasn't talking about next year. I was just talking in the future in general.
And next year. I made a comment that next year, with what happens.
What's he going to be without Kelsey? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a lot of things with the Chiefs turnaround. I mean, I'm sure they'll get together, but I'm eager to see how he's going to be without the ultimate security blanket or whatever.
That will be the ultimate test of Andy Reid's career. He has built, he's a Hall of Famer, no doubt. Super Bowl coach, has built numerous great teams, but what a challenge that will be, is to rebuild this iteration of the Kansas City Chiefs without anybody from before, except pretty much Patrick Mahomes and maybe Chris Jones, possibly. So, and that he might not even be there. So, all right, let's get some comments. Shout out Champ Ross, my brother. Salute says, let's go 52. Yeah, we know you like the Broncos. We know. We'll get to them in just a second. By the way, anybody wanting the Boxing Champs Picks group, hit me or Clubber D up. We can get you in, or Champ Ross. It's a Facebook boxing picks group. We get weekly picks. It's free to play, and you can win money, and it's fun.
Hey, Champ, I'm going to holler at you because I know your pops and your brother, we talked on the side. Your pops and your brother, they got season tickets to the Niners games, okay? Me and Pete are going out. The Pete show, no, but we're going out next year for the Commanders versus Niners. So I'm going to holler at you. See my family out in Sacktown, too. We're going to have some fun.
There you go. Our other brother from Boxing Champs, hey, who is this, Clubber D? Who we got?
I mean, it's the one and only. People know him from left to right, up and down, diagonal, heavy on the Poppy, light on the Yayo. None other than Poppy Chunyayo.
What up, though?
Yayo. Handing them out like Halloween candy. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah, nepotism. It is. Yeah. It's not. I mean, it is a lot of times family for nepotism, but it's also friends too. And I don't even know if there's a word for friend nepotism. I guess it's just favoritism. But anyway, yes, you're completely right. Shout out to NFL.
What a shocker! What a shocker! We signed Doug Williams' son as our quarterbacks coach. Nepotism, huh?
There you go. Exactly. That is exactly what it is. And shout out to NFL fan or weather fan. Who do you have, Bills or Broncos? Don't bury the lead, my friend. We're going to get to that in just a second. Stay tuned, and we will get to that for you.
Well,
we
you
appreciate you tuning in and everybody tuning in. Another Broncos fan. Wow. We've got so many Broncos fans on the stream. I'm going to throw up in my mouth. This is ridiculous. Chip says, where do you guys think Tomlin should land or take a year off next season? Let's go around the horn. Anybody got thoughts on this?
Well, he already said he's taking a year off, so we already know that part of it.
Okay, there you go. Do you think he does TV in the year off?
No, I think he's going to stay home with his family for a year.
Okay, family.
I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, he's. I think he said he took the. I think if he would have got fired, then yes, he would have played. But he did say he's going to take the year off. And the thing that about Tomlin is that if somebody does reach out to them, isn't there something that they have to compensate with?
Yeah,
isn't there something that they have to compensate to the Steelers? So I mean, that's one of those ones where out of the 8 teams now that need a coach, right? Who's willing to do something like that with a lot of coaches that they can reach for now and get? I'm not sure. So I take him to look at, I think they saw the video of him yesterday at his daughter's gymnastics tournament at University of Georgia. So I think he's going to take the year off and just kind of settle it in a little bit and, get back into it next year.
And hey, Mike, if my prediction is correct, there'll be an opening in Washington next year.
No.
Good one, man. That's a good one.
Don't beat me to it. There's a franchise out there with a lot of money in the coffers now that they've saved up the past few years, and they got a number 1 pick and a guy named Brady, at the top of the heap. I would love to see Mike Tomlin as a Raiders coach.
It's funny you say that, Omar. I was talking to Clutch this week, and I was asking him, and I asked my brother, who's a Raider fan, about what is the best and least desirable coaching vacancy right now. And for me, I said Pittsburgh was, because you don't have a high draft pick. You need a quarterback. You need a lot more things. The Raiders, on the other hand, you guys are going to have a good draft pick. You guys got the money, but it's the front office. You know what I'm saying? Is that where you want to be?
I think you're wrong, and this is why. And it's not because of that. I agree with everything you said. But as we've talked about in the past on this show, the Steelers do not fire coaches. You have stability, $5 million a year for as long as you want it. So for a job, I think that's what you would really want as a coach. You're not getting fired.
But Tomlin went to Super Bowl his second year, though. That team was already decent.
No, I know.
The person coming in is not coming into a good team like Tomlin did.
No, 100%. But they're not going to get fired if they win 1 game or win 15. Is what I'm saying.
True,
they got the stability.
My thing is, if you're starting off as a new coach, don't you want to, if I'm starting a new coach, I would like a top draft pick to get that quarterback that I want. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But that's how I was looking at it. But no, if you're with the Steelers, man, you're good as gold, man. You're going nowhere for at least 10 years.
Right.
You really shit the bed.
But let's address the elephant in the room. Ain't no good quarterbacks in this year's draft.
Yeah,
so it don't matter if you are a high draft pick or a late draft pick. Ain't shit that you can get. You fuck around and get that Chambliss late in the second round or something like that. It might be a good pick. But yeah, I get what you're saying, Dion.
Or you do what Omar's been wanting to do: trade the damn thing, get a first rounder for next year, fix the O-line, and then you have multiple firsts to trade up if you need to for one of the big boys next year.
The Jets got 3 this year, or I don't know if they got a first for Quentin Williams from the Cowboys, but I know they got a first for Indy, so I know they at least have 2 firsts.
Yeah,
I think 2. Yeah. This is what I'll say. For the future, yes, the Raiders are the better pick right now. But I think if the Steelers could get in a free agent, I don't know if with a coach, paired with a coach that knows them. So, for instance, just off the top of my head, this is probably not going to happen, but I'm pretty sure it won't. But let's say that they went out and hired the Arizona coach, Jonathan Gannon, and he really Kyler Murray, and he brought Kyler Murray in. You've got offensive pieces on that team. Yeah, your defense is trash, but you can build that up because it used to be good. It can be built back up in a couple of years. But you got offensive pieces. You got DK Metcalf. You got what's the young running back name? I'm thinking Gainwell, but it's not Gainwell. Jalen Warren. You got the tight end there. I wish Clutch was on here. Somebody help me out. The tight end. Freiermuth. So you've got some good pieces on the offensive end. If there's a free, like maybe Mac Jones, could be, and I'm not saying
he will be a free agent, but they have to trade for him.
If you had Mac Jones that was, with the coach, maybe you could pair that up and find some success now, right now. Again, for the future, I still think the Raiders, but for next year, with the offensive pieces they still have, maybe even bring in a Raheem Morris, a defensive coach. I know you don't want to hear that, Dirty Mojo, but maybe they bring in, Raheem Morris fix up the defense, get a quarterback that can be decent enough, and maybe the Steelers are back in the playoffs next year.
Well, let's look at the whole situation though. Look at that whole division. There's 3 coaching vacancies. It means that division, the AFC North, is going to be super up for grabs next year. Nobody knows who's going to be what. I mean, at this point, you could probably say the Bengals, with the healthy Bengals, are probably the favorites to win next year, right? Because of what's going on with the Ravens, what's going on with the Browns, and what's going on now with the Steelers. So right now, if I were to say anything, the Bengals are the best team because they have a little bit of that stability.
And how the hell did Zach Taylor survive out of all those coaches? I'm still baffled by that.
Because Burrow got injured. Because Burrow got injured.
But how many years are going to use that excuse? I mean,
they're cheap. They don't want to pay nobody else. Yeah. They're paying them a certain amount. They're like, oh, that's our limit. You know how cheap they are. Somebody, something? No? Okay.
All right, cool. Let's get into the other. That turned out to be a great discussion. Parlaying that into coaches there. But yeah, let's get into the other blowout that we had. Houston Texans over the Pittsburgh Steelers. We just talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers, so this should be more of a Texans focused game here. Clutch B, shout out to you, brother. Start with you, Dirty Mojo, in this one. Houston Texans 30, Steelers 6. What are your thoughts?
Wow, man, the Houston Texans looked good across the board. I mean, as far as Jarquavius running the rock, Christian Kirk catching the ball. I mean, it was a fantastic showing. You know what I'm saying? The Steelers did have the 2 turnovers that ended up in touchdowns. The one at the end of the game, you know what I'm saying? You really want to count that. But then also the fumble by Aaron Rodgers, man, that just made him look bad. The Steelers just did not look like a team that wanted to be out there, who should be out there. It just looked like pure insane ass. I mean, from them in the game last week, the week before, I mean, with the Ravens, should have lost that game. I think it would have been a lot more competitive game if the Ravens were in there. But Aaron Rodgers, I think he's done. I'm actually waiting to get to the picks because I might have a little shocker with my picks coming up here in a few minutes. Just to let you guys know.
All right.
But the Texans look good, man, and the Texans are still on that winning streak. What is it now? 9 games in a row?
10 games.
They've won 10 games in a row. I mean, that's fantastic, man. It's good. DeMeco Ryans has those guys. Man, he has those guys balling, man. They love it. He's a great coach, man. Stroud played really pretty well. So I mean, this could be a good game tonight.
5 fumbles. Stroud looked like dog shit. He had like 5 fumbles, man. That game was so terrible. That defense saved them. He looked.
Oh, their defense did save them, guys.
He looked like a damn Muppet baby. He just.
The dude was sacked a million damn times and under pressure a lot. But you know what I'm saying?
The defense outscored the offense, guys. That's the thing.
That's right. That's right. Like trash.
Defense in football, bar none, in my mind. Yep. The best defense in football is the Houston Texans. Now,
over the Bears.
Defense, yeah. Bears get turnovers. They let teams go up and down the field on them. They just get turnovers. But
they get turnovers. Yeah,
they stop everybody. But the real elephant in the room is the Nico Collins injury for this weekend coming up. We'll talk about that later when we get to that game because that's going to be huge right there.
Well, it could cancel out with Gonzalez, though.
Yeah, that's true too.
Could cancel each other out.
Yeah,
but man, that's their
concuss.
But Nico is their crutch on offense when they need a big 3rd down conversion. That's who they go to, and man, that's going to affect the game, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, Clubber, you're right. 5 interceptions or 5 fumbles, excuse me, whatever it was, turnovers cannot happen at all. Their red zone offense needs to be better. Below 40%. I mean, look, y'all. I mean, this is a defense-led team, like you said, Peach. Any other thoughts on this?
Oh no, I love it. They play good on the road. They checked all the boxes for me because that's a team that plays indoors and it's a southern team playing up north and it's cold. So Now they're going to have another test playing in New England, and we got snow
I was
flurries.
going to say, we'll see that again this week.
See what happens. But
snow
Will Anderson,
like -degree temperature too.
Mm-hmm. They're like real football. That's the way it's supposed to
there
be.
You go.
Take
Well, hey.
outside.
Take your ass into the cold. All right, cool. That's funny because who said that? That was Cam. I think it was Cam Jordan was on Sunday NFL Countdown. It said something similar to that. He was like, "Man, I don't care about that. I don't want to play in the cold." He said, "Oh, that's what he said." He said he moved to Spain one off season. He took his family to Spain because he played in a playoff game that was like super cold. And he was like, F this. We moving. I'm moving to Spain. It's too cold. I was like, that's crazy. But anyways, all right, cool.
For him.
Yeah. So let's move into the actual games. Hit that like button. See people piling in there. Please hit that like button for us. Helps everybody out here in the algorithm as well. Make sure you subscribe to Ball and Buds on YouTube. Buffalo Bills 12-5 going into actually, no, wait a second. We're not doing that one first. I want
it's the first game
one first on Saturday. No, I know. But I'm going to save it because we got a lot of Broncos fans in here. So that's called a tease. But also, we've got our brother here who is a 49ers fan, and they play today. So we will let them go first. Clubber D,
I want to go last.
12
go first.
Well, it's going to be second. It wouldn't be last. So you'd rather be
first.
We're
8 o'clock. Well, okay, go ahead.
Okay, fine. We'll go to the Bills. Jeez.
No, because you're not first or last, Dion.
Yeah, that's fine. No, let's go in sequence of the games. It's tough.
Let's go. That's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. I was trying to let you get your shine. All right, we'll go with the Buffalo Bills. And what happened here? Weeby. Woo! Shout out to our brother. You've been MIA in a while. Just me or all the teams left really flawed. I'm not sure any of the teams are great. So the parity lends to that, right? We talked about it earlier. Thanks for tuning in, brother. We appreciate you. But we did talk about this earlier where a lot of the teams in the playoffs this year were teams that were bad last year. So just because you got good in 1 year doesn't necessarily mean you're going to fix all of your deficiencies. And you can still have issues on your team and be a team like the Bears that won a bunch of close games and got into the playoffs. And we saw, no offense, Peach, what that did to the Commanders last year in the playoffs, and you as well, Weeby. So anybody else have thoughts on that?
Well, it's kind of like we said earlier.
Yeah, I think it makes it great, though, because I don't know who's going to the Super Bowl this year, guys. It could be any one of these
Anybody.
teams. There's no, like you said, there's no huge favorite at all. Not one bit. So anything can happen, and that's what I love about this game this week. And
NFL needed this just like college football needed what's going on right now. We gotta switch it up. You gotta give those fans, the teams that don't really usually get there or have joy watching their team, you gotta get that joy back into them. And that's what's happening with a lot of these teams that aren't usually here. So you need
I would say that they do have the flaws, but I think the one thing that we can agree upon is that if we are going to choose a favorite, I think it would be the hierarchy of what quarterbacks are still left in there. And I know Peach made a comment that 4 of the quarterbacks are 2 year guys. You know what I'm saying? And then you have a guy like a Josh Allen. You have a guy like Matthew Stafford. That's they're the veteran guys that, you know what I'm saying? If you look at it and say, hey, this is what's going on. So, with that being said, yes, they do have their flaws. But, I would say that the favorite teams would be those guys that have those hierarchy, because you know how they look at the tier list on the quarterbacks and where they stand on the hierarchy, or this guy is the guy, and then tier 1 all the way down to tier 5 or whatever. Right. Yeah. So right now, if you were to say who are the tier 1 quarterbacks, you're going to say Josh Allen. You're going to say Stafford, and then after that, who's next? Is it tier 2, or do they just immediately go down to tier 3? Which you can say, okay, cool, yeah, they're good quarterbacks, but are they Super Bowl dominating quarterbacks? I don't know. So, yes, they do have some flaws. So it's going to be a fun weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, thank you for the question, Weeby. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, brother. And good luck to you. I hope you got what you were hoping for the holiday season. All right, cool. So let's move it into the game that we were just about to talk about, the Buffalo Bills at the Broncos. The Broncos are 1.5 point home favorites. The over-under here is 45.5. Looking at this game, we just talked about Josh Allen being one of the top tiered quarterbacks. Thank you, Dirty Mojo, for that. And that's true. When you have a Josh Allen, you have confidence. And when you have confidence, you believe that you can win games. And especially when you're playing a team that, yes, you're the number 1 seed in the Denver Broncos, but also you have an inconsistent quarterback. You're led by your defense, but it was a very big come up. No one expected them to be 14-3 this year. Let's just be except Hot Take Jake and Champ Ross. So, when we're looking at this, we need to take into consideration that one quarterback is, as Dirty Mojo just mentioned, and we'll start with you again, Dirty Mojo, because I want to start with Clubber D for the 49ers. And you mentioned this. How is that going to play into this game, Buffalo versus Broncos?
Well, we talked about this going into the playoffs about how there's more pressure on the Buffalo Bills to do a good job in this postseason than any other team in the that's still remaining, right? Because why? Lamar Jackson's not there. Burrow's not there. Patrick Mahomes isn't there. Now you're going up against potentially how many other of these quarterbacks are second and third year guys? You can't now lose to second and third year guys when you've been losing to perennial Pro Bowlers, All Pros, and potential Hall of Famers, right? So the pressure's on them to win it. But the one thing I'll say about this is that we're looking at this 1.5 point favorite for the Denver Broncos, and we already know how Vegas works. They're going to give you 1.5 points because you're at home. This is an even game. I give the nod and I give the edge to the Buffalo Bills, and it's because Denver Broncos had that bye. And we know that just because you have a bye doesn't mean anything. A lot of times these teams come off these byes, they're a little slow, they're a little sluggish, just a little blah, blah, blah. But I like the Buffalo Bills to win this game. I think Josh Allen is going to continue to go. And to be honest with you, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I'm thinking that the Buffalo Bills will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl this year. So I'm taking the Buffalo Bills to win this game. I think it will be a high-scoring game. I got the Buffalo Bills winning this game 35-30.
I mean, well, you did just bury your own prediction, but all right, 35-30. No.
Clubber D, how did I bury my prediction?
Well, because you just gave away what you're going to predict later.
No, I was talking about for the NFC side. I didn't want to talk too much about.
Okay. I thought
so my AFC side. I said I got the Buffalo Bills representing the AFC in the championship in the Super Bowl, but I didn't want to give who I thought would win, who they're going to play. So that's what I was talking about.
But you're still giving away your Super Bowl pick, so we know who you think's gonna win the next week.
What? I said that though. I'm telling you, I said the Buffalo Bills. I'm picking the Buffalo Bills.
So we know who you're going to pick next week too. Then when Buffalo plays, we don't have to worry about asking you then.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. All right, Clubber D, what you got on this game?
My bad. Y'all funny. I think my issue with this game is going to be it's either will Bo Nix play down to his opposition like he's been doing a lot of these games. There's been a lot of games the Broncos should have lost even with that great defense. And is Benito and Hufanga and PS2 how are they going to stop Josh Allen? That's going to be the main thing as far as on the what I'll be looking at. If Josh Allen can do what Josh Allen does, I mean, this guy went to the blue tent like 8 times against Jaguars and still came back out. You know, who knows if he was really hurt. Trubisky came out just say, hey, how you doing? And sit your ass back down. Josh Allen took over. So you're going to have Shakur. He has to do something. They just lost, what's his name? Shavers? Shavers? What's his name? The receiver for Buffalo. He just tore his ACL. You lost him. So,
Shakir.
Shakir. No, not Shakir. The tall guy, the taller one. Starts with an S. But he tore his ACL. He's out. Coleman, he's been in the doghouse all year. He's gonna have to play. He's a talented wide receiver. So I'm eager to see if it's just gonna be Josh Allen and friends, or is it gonna be Josh Allen and Cook and someone else? And again, it goes to will they be able to stop the offense? I don't think Bo Nix will be able to. If it turns into a shootout, I don't think Bo Nix can hang with Josh Allen. I just don't think he can do that. So I'm about to go with Lamar on this one. I'm gonna say I won't say 30. I'll just undercut with 27-17 Buffalo.
The reason I still have Denver's offense scoring a lot because Buffalo's defense isn't very good. So
Yeah.
I will put it to that it's like, yes, I don't think he can keep up with them, and maybe that 30 points will be, it's 35-20, and they score 10 points with 7 minutes to go. They get it in there, but I just like you said, man, I don't think he can win in a shootout, and that this bye week, man, I think might slow them down. I think it might slow their offense down a little bit in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, just to give the answer to that, it's Tyrell Shavers suffered a torn ACL. And also Gabe Davis has been out with the torn ACL. So you're right. And they're expecting to activate, looks like Curtis Samuel maybe, but you're right. Who are these receivers that are going to be able to lead?
How old is he?
Curtis, he got to be.
Curtis Samuel. Jesus Christ.
And when they brought him down here, the Commanders, they're like, yeah, we got Curtis. He ain't nothing. Settle down. Settle down. It's Curtis Samuel. We're going to use him like Debo. All right.
1 year? He lasted 1 year, though? Peach, what do you have to say?
Use him like Debo. All right.
Did you say me? Mm-hmm. Well, to my two friends that made the predictions, I'm sorry to Corsa you, but not so fast, my friend. Because here it is, gentlemen. And I hate to agree with Hot Take Jake. I despise his picks and his thinking. But like Dion said, the Mr. number one quarterback in all of football was in that blue tent a lot. And I'm not 100% sure he's healthy, and he's going up against one of the most physical defenses in all the land. And they are going to hit him. And they're maybe even take a few cheap shots if they have to, right?
Ooh.
And again, I know the inconsistency of Denver's offense and the quarterback, but that Buffalo defense is horrendous. And I think he can score over 21 points against them, and that's going to get them the win. I think Denver wins this game because of the Denver defense. They force a few turnovers. The injuries to Buffalo is going to drag them down, the receiver injury and Josh Allen being hurt. I see Denver winning this game 28-21, Denver Broncos. Hot Take Jake is happy and will be pleasuring himself in his room tonight.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah, interesting.
God damn.
Whoa. Jesus.
Did not
use
want
the
that.
Hand be the stranger?
Did not want that visual on an early Saturday. Jesus. Thank you for that. But
you visualized it?
You did really mention some things there. He's gonna have he has his Broncos like visual up there. It's like he has the Broncos logo. He's got a picture of John Elway. He's got a picture of I don't know, Ed McCaffrey, because that's somebody I think Jake would like.
Steve Atwater.
And he's listening to Shannon Sharp's podcast at the same time.
Yeah.
Calling him Monk and everything. Calling him Monk and everything. I'm telling you.
Oh, man. Neil Smith poster.
Oh, my God. I take Jake. I'm sorry for the random strays. I apologize. But anyways, getting back to the focus here. Look. Y'all right. Y'all all had some good points there. First of all, the Denver defense. If they can hit Josh Allen, you mentioned him going in the blue tent last week over and over. Denver has a league best 68 sacks, 11 more than any other team. So they are going to be bringing the pressure and trying to hit him as many times as they can and get him to the ground, try to get him, I don't want to say injured, but you're right, maybe a little, bounty gate type of action happening. Well, we know Sean Payton's passed, so we ain't going to put it past him. I know I don't. On the other side, though, what about the Bills defense? You mentioned their rush defense, the worst run defense in the league. They average 5.1 yards a carry and 136.2 yards per game. That is horrendous.
And what else does that do, Omar? What else does that do? You don't have to have Bo Picks throwing the ball as much, right? If you're running the ball all over them.
And time of possession.
That's a good one.
That was a good one. I like that. And time of possession, right, comes into play in that too, because they can grind down the clock and not have to worry as much about his inconsistencies. And I'm glad you brought up Bo Nix. Here's your sports professor stat for this game. Bo Nix is the only player this season with more than 3,900 yards, but less than 6.5 yards per attempt. So he's not throwing the ball downfield. He's checking. He's throwing short to Cortland Sutton, right? Things like this. Nix's inconsistencies are the reason why they just barely beat the Chiefs and Chargers by 1 score. Catch this. I caught this stat, and this amazed me. 3 of the top 4 teams with the most punts in the 2025 season, the Browns, Titans, and Raiders, we all know where the hell they at. The 4th is the Knicks' Broncos with 75 punts, more than the Raiders. So they are up there with most punts, which means not only is he throwing short, he's not able to move the ball down the field. And if it wasn't for the defense, as Clubber D said, keeping them in games, where would they be? Would they be 14-3? I highly doubt it. Would they be in the playoffs? Also, questionable. I still think they would, but questionable as well, because again, it's just been too inconsistent. And when you have a quarterback, as I mentioned earlier, like Josh Allen, who has proven time and again that he can win a game and win a game late, even if he's having a bad game to start, I'm going with the Bills. It's going to be a close one. 24-23, a 1-point game here. So I'm talking very, very close, but Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, pulling it out against the Denver Broncos at Mile High Stadium. So there you go.
How many play action roll to the right we're going to see in the first quarter by Bo Nix? That is the shit.
I mean, look, and you're right. Peyton is trying to protect his quarterback, so he's giving him plays that he's hoping he won't A, get sacked, and B, be able to maybe get the ball 6.5 yards down the field. That's not an NFL quarterback. You should be averaging way more than 6.5 yards an attempt. I'm sorry. Anyways, and that's not even a catch. That's an attempt, by the way. Attempt. It's even worse.
That's wild. Crazy.
Yeah. Shout out, let's get some comments here. Shout out to Rock Chalk. We see you, the best true crime podcast on YouTube. You check out Rock Chalk. Please subscribe and tap in with her there at Rock Chalk True Crime. She got her handle right there. Hey, that was going to be great. I know, Clubber D and I were both looking forward to that. Her being on that card against Kayla Harrison. Hopefully, we'll see that in the future. Clubber D, what are your thoughts on this?
Speedy recovery for Kayla. I mean, I hope she gets well. I think she's getting neck surgery. I know she posted a video of her in a neck brace in the hospital. When stuff like that happens, I always wonder, like, why are you training this hard? I'm not gonna speculate, but usually it's like hard training, like when boxers get cut or something like that before a fight. You're not supposed to be training that hard, but it could have been a freak accident. I don't know exactly what happened, but I hope she's not out too long. I think they're saying maybe 4 or 5 months, but I don't know, anything with the neck or spine, I'm just like, hey, take as much time as you need. I know that Amanda Serrano said that she would sub in for her and fight Amanda Nunez. She put that out there, but
that's not a good idea.
Respectfully, sit your ass down.
Respectfully,
sit your ass down. I know you've done MMA before. I get it, but respectfully, go and sit down. Don't even worry about that. You don't need that.
Boricua. Siempre pa'lante. I love you. But no, please don't do that. Amanda Nunez may be the greatest MMA female fighter of all time. She's
probably it. It's for her. For me, it's Cyborg / her. It's either 1A or 1B. I just like Cyborg. Cyborg's been all around the world and has just about every known championship in every organization. Cyborg has done that. I wish they got a rematch, but Dana White don't like Cyborg. But yeah, I mean, you can say she's the best. She's there.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll hope to see that matchup in the future. As I heard, I think it was Daniel Cormier may have said that they should hold her from fighting until Kayla Harrison is recovered and have them fight. But that's not always possible. It's going to be over 6 months. Shout out Mark Barrett for tuning in. We appreciate you. He says San Francisco 49ers. So we see he's cheering for. All right, cool. So let's move it on to the next game. Y'all make sure you hit that like button if you're watching. We really appreciate it. As well, make sure you subscribe to Ball and Buds. A little bit of background noise there in someone's cabin. I don't know what's happening there, but 12-5 San Francisco 49ers going into Seattle, their arch nemesis, division rival, 14-3. Seattle is a 7-point home favorite. Astute point there by you earlier, Dirty Mojo, on the 2 points given to the home favorite, 2, sometimes 3. So that is very astute by you. The over under here is 45.5. I don't need to speak anymore. We have our resident 49ers expert, and I will defer to him.
Well, okay. So there's a couple weird factors that come in this game, a lot of weird stats. The last time we were in the divisional round or had that 7-point whatever, under, over, whatever it's called, it was against the Redskins at the time, and we had came back. We were down 21-0, and Montana had came back, and we barely lost that game on a questionable Ronnie Lott pass interference, which wasn't pass interference, Pete. You know I'm talking about 1983.
I know.
There was not pass interference. That's straight bullshit. So Kyle Shanahan has never lost a divisional round. Brock Purdy has never lost in Seattle. I got a friend who's a Niner fan but hates Brock Purdy and thinks Sam Darnold should be our quarterback for some dumb reason, doesn't watch football. Sam Darnold hasn't thrown a touchdown against us all year. The first game, Brock had those 2 picks and still led that 8-drive game-winning touchdown pass to Jake Tunges. Last week, he threw 2 picks and then had that 5-play drive to win the game with that touchdown pass to McCaffrey. If Brock plays mistake-free football, I haven't seen that in a while, but you know what I'm saying? We could win this game. Sam Darnold coming out with saying he has an oblique injury. I don't know if that's a precursor of when he's going to be Sam Darnold and possibly not throw the game, but just have a bad game. We don't know. Each game has been, they didn't really like blow us out like that. The last game, we only scored 3 points, but we were moving the ball pretty decent. Just can't run the ball, I guess. And we didn't have Trent Williams the last game. So I think this game's going to be a lot different. With Fred Warner opening up their practice window and him being in practice just basically jumped up everybody's morale with him just coming out after his ankle was twisted sideways a couple months ago. This is going to be a tough task. Seattle's defense is very, very good, and they're very physical. And the key for us is if Ricky Pearsall is going to play. I haven't checked the report today. I don't know if he's going to play the first game. He looked great against them when we won up there. So with all that being said, I'm going to say very low scoring. I'm going to go 21. Scratch that. 17-13 San Fran.
Ooh, going with his team this week. Not going against him like he did last week. We got
nothing to lose. So, we got nothing to lose.
Now, just some injury updates. Jake Tunges, as you mentioned, will be the injury replacement for George Kittle.
Yeah.
There in San Francisco. As well, who was the other injury you mentioned?
Ricky Pearsall.
I'm blanking now on the other person. Ricky Pearsall. I'm going to check on that. I'll get us an answer on that.
They have to afford. I think they have to afford to say yay or nay, I believe. So it might be.
And the other injury you mentioned, which is the huge one in this game, is Sam Darnold's oblique. This just popped up now, and apparently, according to reports out of the Seattle camp, it was a non-contact injury, which means he wasn't hit. Which means this could be a tear, possible. Worse than now. Is he still going to play? I would believe so. I don't think he's going to miss out on one of the biggest game of his career. But one hit to that side may be the end of Sam Darnold's night. And we
guys been a team that don't sack the quarterback.
I was about to say that. I didn't want us to be the one.
We sacked him 2 times last time. Last game we sacked him twice, so we got to him. But like he doesn't tear us up though. He only had like 130 or 40 yards the last game, but it could change today. You never know.
And obliques can cause turnover injuries if you're trying to compensate when you're throwing the ball, or maybe it hurts and you can't get it far enough down the field, right? All of these things can play in today. Pete, you're shaking your head. What do you got on this game?
This game, man, I don't know what to pick, man. Like, this is the true definition of a toss-up game.
Flip coin.
Because both teams have issues. Like you said, Darnold turns to a pumpkin sometimes, and he has, like, an injury, right? So we don't know what that's going to affect the game. The 49ers are just injured galore. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yes.
But I keep coming back to the last game where Seattle just put so much pressure on. Purdy didn't have a chance last game. Can Trent Williams make a difference? Hell yeah. He's a Hall of Famer. He's probably a top 5 tackle of all time. So that's where Dion and the Niners faithful need to hope happens, that changes the pass rush for the Seattle Seahawks, because that defense is really good. If I had to pick right now, low scoring, Dion said.
You do have to pick right now. What do you mean? The point is, yes, you have to pick right now.
So I think it's going to be a low scoring game like Dion said. I'm going to go the other way and say 17-14 Seattle because they're at home. Because they're at home. And because I think that defense is going to make a big play. Because that's what's going to come down to, a defense making a big play. And like Dion said, his defense doesn't turn the ball over. They don't get turnovers. They don't get many sacks. And that's where I'll say it's going to flip the game. Like a Seattle turnover is going to flip the game. And that's where I think this game is won.
Now, as you mentioned, their defensive performance in Week 18 against the 49ers, holding only 3 points and 173 yards. What a magnificent performance. But we do expect 49ers to adjust. Robert Saleh is a great coach. So we expect, great defensive coordinator at least. So we expect him to adjust and be better this time around. But Mike McDonald is just a defensive guru. He's just elite. And they led the defense. The only thing that the Texans weren't better than them in was points. Seattle led the league in NFL in defensive points, holding your opponents in points. So,
well, and then like we said, the X factor of everything. When is Sam Darnold going to turn into a pumpkin? Because we know it's coming.
That's exactly what I was going to get to. They are 14-3. Their 3 losses were by a combined 9 points. All it takes is one mistake, and we know that Sam Darnold led the league this year in turnovers with 14 interceptions and 6 fumbles. So he is very prone to giving the ball over. Now you got an oblique injury. Makes things a little more complicated, Dirty Mojo. What say you?
Yeah, for me, I don't know who in Vegas is getting these point spreads, because between the
that is a big. I didn't think
played 45.5. If anything, I would say bet the under, because the first game was 17-13, 30 points, and then 13-3. Where the hell are they getting 45.5 points between the two of these teams, right? I don't even see it. They barely made that with the 2 games that they played combined, right? So, right? I mean, let's be real, right? 46 points in those 2 games, right? So, anyways. For me, this is what I see, man. I've seen a San Francisco 49ers team that the 3 games prior to them playing Week 18 against the Seattle Seahawks, which was in San Francisco, by the way, they put up 40 points in 2 games and 30-something points in one of those games, right? Their offense was fucking rolling. They played against a Seattle team in San Francisco and put up a dud 3 points. That was with one of the best tight ends in the game, Kittle. And Kittle's not there now. So you don't have Kittle in this game. You have a injured, who knows what's going to happen with Pearsall. And you're playing with the 12th men and that loud stadium in Seattle. I don't know how they're going to be able to do this. I don't see it.
I'll counteract that with Kittle got hurt the first game of the year against Seattle. He scored 1 touchdown, didn't come in after the second quarter. Trent Williams didn't play the last game against Seattle at home near the Ricky Pearsall. So that's the big difference, that kind of threw us off that last game. And Seattle, and my last thing is Seattle's not as good this year as they usually been. They have a better road record than home record this year.
That's a good point, and I'm glad you brought that up. But I still look at it as one of those things where it's your division rivals. That first game was 17-13, right? Kittle scored a touchdown, and Moody he scored the rest of your points. None of those 2 are playing in this game, correct?
That's a good thing for Moody, because he missed the field goal.
Oh, yeah, I know. So, Moody was dog anyway.
It's definitely a good thing. Manny Piñeiro's only missed 1 field goal since he been on our squad, and that was like a 60-yard we went for it by half. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I know we're looking at Darnold, and but check this out, guys. We've been talking about Darnold turning into a pumpkin for how long? We can't continue to use he's going to turn back into the pumpkin and be like, I told you he was going to do it, because they're still winning games. He's still doing what they need to do to win games.
But
right?
to be fair, we said he's going to turn into a pumpkin in the playoffs, and this is his first playoff game. They have a bye.
This is his first playoff.
He turns
game.
into a pumpkin when it matters. It's not just every other week. So
yeah,
that whole pumpkin thing has to be a big game. So
well, the way I see it, man, I think this is going to be another low scoring game. I'm going to go back to the same score because Omar, you made a great point. 17.2 points a game that defense allows. And now you've just lost probably one of your other best players in the NFL, which is Kittle, and Parasol not playing. It's hard for me to see the San Francisco 49ers scoring more than 17 points. Along with last week, they scored it was 10 of their points against Philadelphia in the last couple of minutes, right, to end up winning that game. I see Seattle coming out here and doing what they have to do to win this game. I want to say that the score is going to be basically the same as the first game of the season, 17-14, but I'm going to put it in the Seattle Seahawks' favor.
They got to run the ball. If we can't stop the run, they're going to kill us.
Another thing that none of us mentioned, which I'm shocking, the way the 49ers can win this game is with Christian McCaffrey having one of them crazy games. We didn't bring up Christian McCaffrey, right? That's the guy that has to do it on offense today, guys. That's the guy that's got to keep the ball in the 49ers' hands, score them some touchdowns, and get the ball rolling. Otherwise, they don't have a chance, I don't think.
The big thing for us was the fact that Eric Kendricks and Wallows, the other linebackers that subbed in last week, they played phenomenal. I thought they actually played better than Tatum Bethune and D. Winters, because they're veterans and kind of been around the block, and they weren't missing tackles. We had so many missed tackles against Seattle that last game of the season, and a lot of our losses are terrible missed tackles by our linebackers. And we even had a Curtis Robinson, one of our reserve linebackers, middle linebacker finished the game with 0 tackles. So we finally have something decent at linebacker now, even though it's our fifth and sixth stringer who only got on the team a month ago. So that's gonna be a big for us also is a play of our linebackers. But Seattle, I mean, you would think that they would kill us sometimes, but they haven't been. And the last game was just primarily Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet running all over us, and Darnold didn't really do much. And they have JSN, and it was like, this dude JSN should be doing everything against us, but for some reason I don't know. Diamond Lenore has been putting the clamps on him as best he can.
I mean, if we go back to it, man, a healthy, because I know we've talked about how the 49ers have been injured, right? A healthy 49ers team only beat them 17-14 the first game of the season. And now they're completely decimated. You know what I'm saying? So it's just hard for me to think that, if I'm going to go with, how things have been rolling, it's hard for me to see them doing that against them, especially with the 13-3 loss. So, but if you're going to bet anything, bet that under 45.5. I just put a line on that under that 45.5 shit. I mean, because
they might come out and blow us up. You never know.
Right. Because the Seahawks, they aren't putting up any points either. So,
yeah, and I think the same as y'all. The only thing is I think it might be a little higher scoring, just by a few points, tiny bit. This is the thing. If you had both of these teams at full strength, then I would go with the 49. But we all know what has happened all season long. We know their adversity that they've dealt with when it comes to injury. We know they've overcome that adversity time and time again, including beating the NFL defending champion Philadelphia Eagles last week. And this morning when I woke up and heard the Sam Darnold news, I said, oh, wow, now I'm going to switch my pick to the 49ers. I think Robert Saleh can put together a good enough game plan to, figure something out, and Sam Darnold will see ghosts and make a mistake, and that'll be that. And then I started thinking about it more, and I started going to what Dirty Mojo started talking about. Not only the injuries and now losing George Kittle last week, which is one of the most important players on your team, but you also beat this team a couple weeks ago, stonewalled them, basically. And you're at home. You have the 12th man. By all other means, the rest of your team is fairly healthy, not 49ers decimated. So for those reasons, I am going to go a tough win for Seattle. Again, full strength, I would take the 49ers, but I just can't. I can't see it. Seattle at home. I'm going to go 21-17. Seattle defeats the San Francisco 49ers.
So we're all betting the under, right?
Yeah, under for sure.
Oh,
I'm gonna bet.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go bet the over. Now I gotta go bet the over.
Well, my original score was 25-21. I'll be completely honest and transparent. It was 25-21 before we started this segment. And all of you convinced me with your lower scores that I needed to lower that score a little bit. So I just lowered it to 21.
Watch it be a shootout.
I know,
Shootout
right?
or ass whooping. Shootout or an ass whooping. 1 to 2. Watch.
All I'm saying, the 49ers.
All right, everybody, we
in order to
appreciate
have, the 49ers, in order to have a chance, need to take a lead. They need to take an early lead, and that's when Darnold will see the ghost. But yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, and again, I mean, hey, Sam Darnold's not out of the woods. That could completely happen today. I could totally see him with a hurt oblique throwing 2-3 interceptions and San Francisco winning this game, 20-3 or some shit. It could be the complete opposite. So,
That'd be hilarious.
we appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button for us. And as well, make sure you subscribe at Ball and Buds. Let's move into the next game. These are our Sunday games, with the first game, the early game at 1 o'clock. Houston Texans 12-5 going into the 14-3. New England Patriots again going into the cold, as Clubber D mentioned earlier after going to Pittsburgh. New England is the 3-point favorite, as Dirty Mojo pointed out earlier, though. Odds makers usually give 2 to 3 points to the home team, so they're making this closer to an even game. The over-under here is 40.5. Dirty Mojo, we haven't started with you today. Let's start with you on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet the over because I think this is gonna be a high-ass scoring game. I think both of these teams can score some points. I do like what the New England Patriots are going to bring towards this game being a home game, and I do think that Drake May is going to have a great game against that really tough Texans defense. But we did say this: it's going to be a cold game out there. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I actually like what the Texans can do, but still, I think that the New England Patriots will put up the points that they need to win this game. As far as what you guys said about the 5 fumbles, he only lost 2 of those, so it's not a big thing, you know what I'm saying? But New England Patriots at home in the playoffs on a cold night.
But still, losing 5 fumbles in the cold is indicative to me that your hands may not be able to hold on to a ball in cold weather.
He lost 2. He lost 2.
I get it,
he
but he fumbled 5
times, but he lost 2.
That's fine. He lost 2. Just because you recovered another 3 doesn't mean you didn't fumble.
But listen, I think this game is going to come down to one of those field goals to win the game. And I think that this game is going to be 30-28 with the New England Patriots kicking a field goal to win the game. They're going to get the ball back with less than 2 minutes to go. They're going to drive down and kick that sucker to win the game 30-28 to set up a really good game between division rivals next week.
All right, Peach, what are your thoughts?
I think he's wacky as hell if he thinks this is going to be a high score.
I was going to say the same thing.
Both defenses.
You're the best defenses in the league.
I was about to say the same thing.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why.
No, you're missing the other reason why, too. It's going to be freezing, wind swirling. I mean, it's going to be hard to keep possession. I don't think this is high scoring at all. And I'm coming down to I'm going to pick the Texans, and here's why. They have the playoff experience. We talked about it earlier with the Bills, right? I think the Texans are going to finally get over that hill and get to the AFC Championship game. And I think, like I said, it's going to be it might be more low scoring than the 49ers game today. That's how much I think of these defenses and rookie quarterback. And I'm going to say, 17-10 Houston Texans.
Very low.
And one of the touchdowns will be a defensive touchdown. So yeah, the offenses will be nothing for that game. Okay.
No, I mean that makes sense. Clubber D, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with you on. I'm with Peach on this one because you look at the game last week with Chargers. That game was not that great until towards the end. You know what I'm saying? Like Patriots had them in check, and Chargers had them in check to a certain extent. I remember one play when Drake May got crushed and fumbled the ball, and I was like, "Good Lord, he was getting up from that." But so I think the same thing's going to happen with the Texans. You got Hunter coming from one side, you got Will Anderson coming from the other side. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? What is May's about to get made? You might call him April. I don't know what's going to happen. I think I'm with Peace. I got low scoring. I'm going to say that the Gonzalez and Nico injured that is going to offset. But I'm going lower than that, Peach. I'm going low to the floor. We're going 13-6 Texans.
Wow.
Wouldn't be surprised at all.
Cannolis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Straight like that.
Wow.
13-6.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 21.5 points below the over.
That Steelers game was hella low until those random fumble touchdowns in the fourth quarter. So that would have been a super low scoring game too.
Okay. Well, look, you're all right about one thing. That defense, the Texans defense, and Pete, you just pointed this out, that they were going to score a defensive touchdown this week. In the wild card round, the Texans became the second team, here's a sports professor stat, in NFL playoff history to record multiple defensive touchdowns while allowing no touchdowns from the opposing team in a playoff game. They joined, and you're going to hate this, Peach, the 1940 Chicago Bears, who last accomplished this feat in the 73-0 belt to ass, well-seasoned ass whooping over the former Washington name will not be named on the program.
73-0.
How do you give them 73 points when I don't even think the forward pass was invented yet?
Yeah.
So it's like they ran all over us.
Good grief.
Fuck you, Chicago.
I saw that stat.
73.
I saw that stat, and I was like, I can't wait for Peach to hear this one.
That's a Players Club line. Did you pinch the bitch? Did you do anything to him?
Right. Did you even try?
What was that? Ooh.
Oh, man. But that's
whoever had those fantasy points were killing it.
Tell me about it. What they had Dale Sweetie as the fantasy quarterback. Dick
Babe Ruth's cousin, Milky Way Johnson, scored like 8 touchdowns.
Milky Way.
Is that one of Chris's friends?
You know Hightower Tim? Yeah, I know him.
Led by linebacker Grizzly White. That's so funny.
John Hotfoot McGee? What?
Hotfoot McGee.
A long field goal is like 15 yards.
And he kicked it with his toes.
Oh my God.
Oh, lead football corner over there. It's a 20-yard field goal and shit.
Everybody's in a 3-point stance, even the receivers and the running.
The receivers in a 3-point stance. All right, now I'm gonna need you. I want you to run 3 yards and an in. I want you to run a 3 yard.
3 yards and an in.
They're smoking cigarettes on the sideline.
It's not for the pass. He's not for the 4 pass. It's a 3 yard in for him to block for the running back.
Milky Way Johnson was only liked on the field. Off the field, they didn't like him.
Oh my God, that is tremendous.
His fans were not allowed in.
But anyways, talking about that's great. Yeah, you can't come eat with us after the game, Milky Way. All right, let's get back. That's tremendous. Let's get back to this Texans defense. There's no getting around it. There is no weakness. Clubber D mentioned the pass rush. Will Anderson. I mean, you can go from their amazing defensive line all the way to Stingley and their amazing backfield.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got playmakers all over their defense. The number one total defense when it comes to yards, 277.2 yards per game. And right behind the Seahawks as the second fewest points, 17.4. Look, Drake May has had a great season. He will be runner-up for the MVP. We didn't talk about that either. But the all-pro teams came out. Matt Stafford got first team. He's going to be MVP. Drake May will be the runner-up. Great season. This is not a defense that he has faced this year. Not many, at least. I know he faced the Broncos, so I know he's faced defenses, but not many. They had a soft schedule. Their strength of schedule was 391. That is a horrible strength of schedule. So they played very bad teams all year long. Now, not taking that away from Drake May. He led the league in completion percentage, yards per attempt, and passer rating. So he's been great. He will be great into the future. New England has their star. New England has a very good defense as well. Very good at bringing the pressure under Mike Vrabel. But, oh, man, I've been vacillating all day on who I'm going to pick in this game. But with the injury to Nico going into the cold, both defenses being really good, the Patriots offense being way better, not way better, but demonstrably better than the Texans. I hate this because I hate the fucking cheating Patriots. Patriots win. We'll go. What did I have on my score before? I had 23-21. I'm going to stick with that. 23-21. Patriots win.
Yeah.
Do you guys have, if the Texans win, do you guys have DeMeco Ryans possibly the coach of the year?
No.
It's already voted for, man. They don't vote. They vote before the playoffs, so the playoffs don't matter. So I'm going to say no because there's no way he got voted for it in the regular season.
Yeah, he get it.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
I like what he's doing, but I'm being a homer on coach of the year. With all the injuries, I'm being a homer.
All right. Well, hey, shout out to everybody. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Ball and Bud. Shout out Chris Haynes. We appreciate you tuning in. I missed this earlier. I apologize. He says he's going to bet CMC has more yards than the rest of both offenses. I guess it's possible. I don't know about that, but it's possible, I guess. Because you would have to include the passing game, and don't you include the quarterback in that? So wouldn't
could have been a Wonka.
You know what? That's exactly what that was. Waka. All right. Anyways, let's move it into the last game of the weekend. The Sunday night, the main game. They put this game on for various reasons, but mainly because it's the number 2 and 3 media markets in the nation. You have the 12-5 Los Angeles Rams, who are 4.5-point road favorites, which means they're almost a touchdown favorite according to the odds makers. And they're going into Chicago where it should be cold, 30 degrees, they're saying, around 11-6 Chicago Bears. We talked about them squeaking by all year. Peaches, lamented on that all year long. The over-under here is 48.5. Peach, we are going to start with you on this one. What are your thoughts?
It's going to be the game of the week, I think, guys. But here's the thing. I've been killing the Bears all year. They're going to win this game. They're going to go to the NFC Championship game, fellas. And here's why. Here's why. Matthew Stafford stinks in the cold. Let me say it again. Okay. Matthew Stafford stinks in the cold. The Chicago fans have been waiting for a game like this for years. That crowd's going to be jumping. The wind's going to be swirling. And although I know, because I've been saying it all year long, Caleb's going to dig them in a hole at first, and then they're going to come back. But it doesn't matter if he digs them in a hole. You know why, gentlemen? Because that motherfucker always has the shovel. He has the shovel, and he digs himself out. So it doesn't matter if you put yourself in the hole. As long as you have the shovel to dig yourself out, it doesn't matter. He's going to come out there, and he's going to upset the Los Angeles Rams, and he's going to bring the Chicago Bears to the NFC Championship game, fellas. And I'm going to say it's going to be a pretty decent scoring game. 28-21, Bears win.
28-21, Bears win. Dirty Mojo.
To have the proverbial shovel that he digs the hole and then digs himself out of that same hole that he dug in is actually pretty fucking crazy. It's diabolical that you would say something like that, Pete. Hey, but listen, I can actually say this, though. Is he going to dig that hole in the first half and then dig himself out again in the second half like he's been doing all fucking year? When I saw that game last week, I said to myself, this Bears team would be, I guess, the odds-on favorite if they played the entire fucking football game. I mean, to see what they did in that first half and be like, God, these guys are dog shit. And then to see the second half, be like, what the fuck? Two totally different teams, right? With that being said, I hate to pick this game because it's one of those, what team shows up in the first half? Is it going to be just a regular, hey, let's just play regular football, let's kind of keep the shit equal, and then we'll finish the game? Or is it going to be this heart attack to the fans, crazy ass going for it 3 times on 4th down from your 30-yard line and all of this bullshit? With that being said, I got the Rams winning this game. I got the Rams winning this game because I do believe for some strange reason they're going to do this bullshit first half crap that they're just not going to be able to dig themselves out of. And yes, you're absolutely right. Stafford does play terrible in the cold weather, but I think that this cold weather is going to be colder than anything cold, because I don't think it's going to be 30. I think it's going to be even colder than that. I think I was seeing something like 8 degrees, man. Or don't they have like some sort of like winter?
Oh, really? Did it go down more since I heard?
So because listen, the Patriots game is at 3, and they're talking about the weather being like 40 with it being a wind chill of like 34. This game is at 8.
There you go.
So it's the night game, which I think this game is going to be like 24 with like an 8-degree wind chill. So this one's going to be a lot colder. Okay. I'm not sure, but you do want to say that the Bears are used to this and this, that, and third, blah blah blah, and a lot of things. But I still will have I think that they're going to dig themselves in that hole. I think they have the potential to win. It all depends on what team shows up. Are they going to play in the first half and play complete 4 quarters of football? Are they going to do it? I think they're going to be that same first half slumping team, but they just won't be able to beat the Rams. So I do have this one as a lower scoring game too. Give me the Rams winning this game 20-13.
2013 Rams, Clubber D.
Well, first of all, fuck the makers who put this game at this time, and why they cheat the teams that played last Saturday. You know what I'm saying? And we're getting less rest. Okay. I don't want to hear the crap about, they might get good ratings. Well, we had the most ratings last week. We should be playing Sunday. It's bullshit what they're doing to us. They're cheating us. That's why Seattle might beat us. Anyways, Stafford doesn't play well in the cold, and we saw what happened last week when they played against the Panthers. That game was close. If it was a couple drops from them, we're not talking about Stafford just hanging out with us on the couch. So they could come on over, sit on down, and bring some. You got some popcorn. Right there. Cookie, you brought the popcorn. Okay, yeah, that could have been us and watch the game with us. So, are we gonna get that Stafford in the Rams, or we can get a different Rams in this cold weather, like Lamar, like Peach mentioned, Caleb? Are we gonna see the fourth quarter him? Until the fourth quarter, we can see it early. You know what I'm saying? So, with the weather being a factor, you look at the run game. Williams and Blake Corum, are they better than Swift and Monangai? No. So I lean towards the Bears when it comes to that, because if they're not slinging that rock around, they're going to be running the ball, or a lot short passes to the tight ends. Parkson and I forgot the other dude's name, Willoughby, whatever his name is, tight end. Are they better than Loveland and Cole Kmet, right? Are they better than them? Probably not. So I'm leaning more on the Bears on that side. And the Bears like to take the ball away when it comes to passing. So I'm going to go with the Bears in this game. And I'll say we'll go to the 21-10 realm. 21-10. I'll go with the Bears.
Omar, before you go, I also want to bring up an interesting little nugget about this game also that I didn't think of until just now. A Denver Nugget. Who is Sean McVay's best friend, guys? It's Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
Who did Ben Johnson talk shit about last week, gentlemen?
Ooh.
Matt LaFleur.
Oh,
Whose brother is on McVay's coaching staff? Matt LaFleur's brother.
Ooh.
So what I'm hearing is that they want to beat the dog shit out of the Bears because of this.
Yeah.
So that was a nice little interesting little nugget there for you, though. Go ahead and give us your prediction now, my friend.
Are you saying that they were on the phone all week long and he was giving them some game planning tips?
Oh, 100%. And like I said, they're best friends. And like I said, Mike LaFleur is on the coaching staff of the Rams. So
yeah, you fuck with me and mine, I'm a fuck you up, and that's what you're saying, kind of thing is happening.
Right. They want to beat the shit out of them. They're game planning to beat the shit out of them. I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow get up 14 and it's a fourth and whatever in the fourth quarter, they try to score a touchdown. That's the bad blood that's going on here.
And that's the thing is McVay's the type that would already do that, right? And you already have the personnel. Let's not get it twisted. Matthew Stafford, we just mentioned, is going to be the MVP of this league. You got Puka Nacua, possibly the best receiver in the league. You got Devontae Adams. You got Kyron Williams. You got Tyler Higbee, right? You got all these pieces that come together, and the Rams are a true Super Bowl contender. They had the number – your sports professor stat for this game, they had the number one scoring offense in the league, 30.5 points per game, over 30 points per game. And they were a great defense as well, holding teams to 20.4, the number 10 scoring defense in the league. But where do the Rams get held back, gentlemen? The third phase of the game, special teams. Special teams has been a consistent issue for the Rams all year long. It is the reason they're 4-5 in one-score games. They nearly gave it away last week against the Panthers, and they almost lost home field advantage due to multiple special teams miscues. They had to fire their special teams coordinator back in week 4 because of multiple block kicks against the Eagles. So if there's one thing to worry about at the Rams, it's their special teams. Now, when you look at the Bears, their defense, 33 turnovers on the year, right? So they've been, when it comes to creating turnovers and getting the ball, the best defense at that. But they also, as Peach said so astutely, dig themselves into holes to where they're not able to come back out of a lot of times. And when they do actually come back out of it, they're winning one-score games, very close games, 8 wins to be exact, by one score, including having to come back against their rival last round, which, hey, by the way, may give them a little momentum, right? May give them that feeling of, hey, we beat our rival. We're the team of destiny after all these close wins. But that's exactly what the Commanders thought last year. And I thought that about them as well after they had that magical run. So they don't want to get ahead of themselves there, because if, as Dirty Mojo said, they get themselves down early to this team, and with the added fact of what Peach just said of a vendetta and a vengeance that they're trying to get, revenge for his best friend being slighted, then yeah, I can definitely see the Bears being down 17-3 at halftime, but instead of them coming out like the Packers, the Rams come out like gangbusters using that line, Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, Byron Young, and just pressuring and making Caleb Williams not have that comeback special that we're so used to. Caleb Williams is going to have to rely on a lot of Colston Loveland, who he's been having, no less than 10 targets the past 3 games to his tight end. So that's going to be a big factor here. Chicago as well has allowed only the 4th most yards per game, so they're not giving up too many yards, but I think that's not going to make a difference here. I think that's still that they give up a lot of yards. It's the 4th most, They give up a lot of yards. I think that's going to make a difference here when you have Matt Stafford. So at the end of the day, they may feel like it's their time. Sorry, Bears, it's not your time. I don't care that much about special teams. I just brought it up because I thought it was interesting. The Rams win this game. And now with Peach, you telling me that, I think it's going to be worse than it was. My original score was 28-24, Rams beating Chicago. I am now going to change that to 35-24 Rams. I'm throwing an extra touchdown on that bitch just because I think Sean McVay is going to come out, and like you said, at some point he's just going to be like, well, let me grab an extra touchdown here. Let me grab an extra 3 points here or something like that. You know
what?
Don't underestimate the Bears voodoo magic, man. I'm telling you, it's a thing. It's a thing, Omar. The voodoo magic is there. And did I freeze?
No.
I'm saying, on the voodoo. You're good.
Yeah. And the thing is, yes, digging yourself in a hole is not good, but what is it going to do for the Bears? They never think they're out of it, guys. They never think they're out. They don't put their heads down. They're like, hey, we can come back. So that's why Chicago, listen up. You've been giving me shit all year, man. I'm going to say it right now. Bear down, because they're coming.
What?
Bear down, guys.
That's way worth CM Punk. It's way worth CM Punk shirt. I got you.
What?
I see what you're doing.
No, wait a second. You
You're
can't go against him all year and now jump on the bandwagon. What is
he's
that?
rocking the Punk. Where's CM Punk from? I'll say I want to just kind of go off what Pete mentioned earlier about the quarterbacks being their second year, all being in the playoffs. The real question is, which one of these quarterbacks are going to let the limelights mess them up? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to choke under pressure? As far as those young quarterbacks, right? That's another thing. Because Stafford has experience. He's been to the mountaintop. He's been to Space Mountain. Okay, he's getting the right, all that good stuff. I'll do a Ric Flair thing. I'm not gonna do it, but so will Caleb, will Bo Nix, will May? Which one will be starstruck at them being at this position this early in their career? So
I know I had mentioned it earlier. You guys had a little joke about it and like that when we had talked about what Weeb's question was about. The flaws of the teams, and I basically said the two top tier quarterbacks, right? So that was my thought process on the Super Bowl, in my opinion. And I know I'm jumping forward ahead of times, but as far as the way I see it with the teams and their flaws, I think the two best quarterbacks in the playoffs available that are still there will be the two best quarterbacks playing in the Super Bowl. So that's why I didn't want to bring my NFC pick up. So
he just brought it up though. He just told us the NFC winner.
Well, now you just gave us your whole Super Bowl pick. Now we know who's going to the Super Bowl. You big.
You guys are fucking retarded. I said I didn't want to before the.
I got you saying, Lamar.
Thank you. I was always going to give it up.
I was
always going to give it up, but I didn't want to do it earlier. I didn't want to say that the Rams were going to win earlier.
I
would like you to keep those things to yourself till we make the picks, please. Thank you. Okay, I get it, but please wait till we make the picks. Now we already know you. Now we know Lamar. Now we know you got the Rams versus Bills. You ain't even got to show up to the next show.
But I'm going to be here.
We also know Lamar gives it up on the first date too. We know that for a fact. He gives it up on the first date. Damn it!
Wow. Hey, I gotta go pick up Mia from softball practice, guys. I gotta rock and roll, so I'm out of here a little early, but I appreciate it. I'll be on here tomorrow on time. You guys, I'll see you guys then. All right.
I see you later.
All right, brother. You be safe, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
No, it's all good, man. Be safe. We'll see you tomorrow. That being said, we are going to. Let me get my thing up here. My programming note. Sunday Showdown tomorrow, 5:45-ish p.m. So remember, the first game is at 3. These games usually last about 3 hours, but sometimes they end a little earlier. So if it does end earlier, we'll be looking at 5:45 to 6-ish. 6 at the latest will be coming on tomorrow after obviously the early game and before that Bears-Rams game that we just talked about. Also Monday, as you see, we will be having a special edition of Monday Showdown to go over the college football championship, talk Miami versus Indiana. That will be at a special time of 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. So we have about an hour and a half, hour and 45 before the game comes on. So we have that there. Gentlemen, before we get out of here, I did have some fun facts for each team that I wanted to put out there just to see what your thoughts were. Unfortunately, Lamar wasn't able to stay for us, but I'd still like to put them out. So let's go ahead as my desk just breaks on me. So I have a desk where my mouse is, and that just completely broke on me. So now I have no desk there anymore. That's okay. We're going to have to fix that afterwards. Right. Yeah, exactly. So let's, first of all, let's start with the Rams, who we just talked about. The Rams' unstoppable offense led the league in points scored, yards gained, and first downs. The last team to accomplish all 3 was the 2022 Chiefs, who won the Super Bowl. So these are all Super Bowl winning fun facts for each team to win the Super Bowl. What do you think about that one? Any thoughts?
It's definitely a good stat to have on your side. Definitely a good stat to have on your side. But I'm going to say this, man. I just can't overlook the games that the Rams struggle against teams they should blow out. Yeah. I can't forget about last week that they should have lost to the Carolina Panthers, right? I don't have much faith in them. And the Bears, like I said, I'm going to talk about this again, and that's why I think the Bears win. I don't believe in the Rams. Like they should win the NFC easily in my mind. But they play down to their opponents sometimes, and that'll bite you in the ass.
Remember, they lost to an injured Niners team with Mac Jones starting at home. You know,
it's a very good point. Speaking of Mac Jones, here's your 49ers fun fact. This year, the 49ers were the first team since their own team back in 1988.
I said this stat before.
Oh, did you? Very nice.
Yes,
Good. Perfect.
yes.
All right. Awesome.
Open on the road with two different quarterbacks.
Finish it for me,
Yeah.
sir. Yes. Perfect. There you go. Brock Purdy and Mac Jones, Joe Montana and Steve Young. Awesome. Good job. Perfect. All right. Moving on. Another one. The Broncos and Bills has moved to that game. Since 2020, the Bills are 8-0 in the postseason against any team without Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow. But he'll be going up against a Broncos team. Now, get this. I know, crazy, right? Against any other teams than the Chiefs and the Bengals. But get this.
Wow.
They're going against the Broncos. This is even more wild. The Broncos started 10-2, and they made the Super Bowl every single time they started 10-2. 1989, 1997, 2013, and 2015. They only won twice, but they made it every time they started 10-2.
I swear NFL has those weird stats, man. I think the Packers have one like this too, that the second or third year after they changed quarterbacks from Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, they won the Super Bowl. Because I remember somebody put that question up a couple weeks ago on our thing. I think it was the young lady that's with what's the homie name? Bobby G, the young lady that's
frozen here. What's going?
Yeah, said something about that, and they asked us, did we think Love was going to win this year? I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay. I got just a couple more for you here. Let's go to the Seahawks. In 3 tries as a top seed so far, the number 1 Seahawks have never missed the Super Bowl when they were the number 1 seed. Now, they never made it as any other seed, but they did make it as a number 1 seed. Exactly half. Yeah. And exactly half of the past 8 Super Bowl teams were number 1 seeds. So we're looking, that means the Broncos and the Seahawks. There's a 75% chance that one of those teams is going to make the Super Bowl this year. 2 more to go. Texans led the NFL in both point differential and turnover margin. The most recent teams to accomplish both of those both won the Super Bowl. The 2020 Buccaneers and the 2009 Sean Payton Bounty Gate Saints.
And I remember during our fantasy draft, somebody laughed at me for picking a defense early, which was the Texans.
Well, hey, picking defenses earlier than the 15th round is always suspect, but we'll let you have it. The Patriots. Hey, that's true. You did win the whole thing, didn't you?
Pay attention.
So, yeah. By the way, Peach, I meant to. No, I'm out of it, so I didn't pay attention to the playoffs. But Peach, yeah, we're not letting him have his sob story anymore about fantasy or anything with these. Okay. Not only did he win this year, he won last year too. So now
I didn't win last year. See, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You Eric won my league last year. You won my Yahoo league last year.
I don't count that as. Look, there's only one league that counts to me. There's only one league that counts to me. All right.
All right, fine. The Patriots were the 12th team in league history to finish undefeated on. You still don't get any sympathy anymore. The Patriots were the 12th team in league history to finish undefeated on the road. 8 of the previous 11 teams to do that went to the Super Bowl. So there you go.
Those are basically with these cool ass stats is one. It's wild that's even like that these stats are out there, and 2. Something's got to give with a lot of these stats. Something's got to give.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sure does. And finally, Chris Haynes, before we get out of here, says if Stafford wins, just retire and head off into the sunset. I would think at this point he would. I don't see why he would return if he won a championship. He was thinking about retiring before the year started. So that makes sense. And now here's your Waka Waka to end us off. Peach. MJF owns CM Punk. There you go.
Okay.
I'm not a CM Punk fan, so I agree.
I'm not either. I just like the sweater. I like it.
Cool sweater. I like it.
That's all it is to it.
It's a cool sweater, but I do agree that MJF is better than CM Punk. All right. That being said, we told you where we were going to be at. Catch us tomorrow, Sunday Showdown after the early game, before the night game. Monday Showdown, 6 p.m. Eastern. You can catch Shane Peach at Peachomania on X. You can catch Clubber D at Clubber D on YouTube, Clubber.D on TikTok. Handy QR code up there at the top. He's up there as well as Ball and Buds. Please make sure you subscribe at BALLANDBUDS on YouTube as well. Follow on Instagram. Hit that like button, whether watching now or on the replay. It really helps us out in the algorithm. Final thoughts, gentlemen. Peach, what do you got?
Hey, another great week of football coming up, gentlemen. And I'm going to say this, Omar, I'm extending an invitation to you because if you saw, the Washington Commanders brought out the pictures of the new stadium that brought Tampa and I'm inviting you to WrestleMania 50 because you know it's going to be coming, buddy. Let's go. That stadium's going to be amazing, by the way. So when you we got to get out there to one of the special events that they bring in.
Yes, and yes. I saw the pictures. Looks like RFK, but just modernized version with a saddleback. Just tremendous callbacks.
Hint to the Capitol Center.
Yep. And as well, the way they set it up on the same axis where it's in a straight line direct with the Washington Monument and the Jefferson Memorial. It's like fucking cool as shit. So yeah, we will as well. Peach, I needed to ask you about WrestleMania coming up this year. I'm trying to go, and I was wondering, are you going to WrestleMania this year, or
I didn't plan on going yet? But if we get something going, we can make it.
Would you like to go? I'm already looking at plane tickets, and I'm looking at hotels this week. So if you would like to go, we can make this happen.
Yeah, let's talk off.
Where's it at?
For sure.
In Vegas, and it's my birthday weekend.
Oh, yeah, it's in Vegas.
Even double nice.
Clubber D, you are more than welcome as well. All right, there you go. Maybe something we have to talk about, gentlemen. Thank you for the great stream. We will see I don't know. Sorry, my bad. Anyways, thought you were talking about something else. All right, we will see you tomorrow. After the early game. Yeah, we'll talk about after the early game, before the night game, and then again Monday. We will see you. Yes, Chris, it does look dope. You are right. Until tomorrow, y'all enjoy all of the football. And yeah. Oh, wait, Clubber D, we didn't get you. You didn't get to say.
Oh, I'm good. We're good. Tomorrow's gonna be fun. Y'all watch the games, have fun, and if that distilled water's by your bed, it was mine. Don't talk to your wife.
Holla. 5,000. Dun, dun.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist. Yo, I got that Ric Flair figure four. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated. Folks, get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this micro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will grow. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Introducing the Ballin' Bud 703 Boys Crew, Clubber D, Dirty Mojo, Shane Peach, and the Sports Professor. Welcome to Sunday Showdown.